You don't get what you want. You don't get what you deserve. You get what you expect. And Jupiter in the houses truly makes you understand how you align your expectations with your reality and basically match it up. So therefore, every time you go for something, you know what you need to look for in order to go for it 100%, so you can get exactly what you expect. If people with Jupiter in 7th house have negative relationships, for example, they're never gonna get what they expect. And having negative relationships is gonna always limit them completely, and they're never gonna get what they want. They're never gonna have what they want. They're never gonna feel, they're just never gonna have what they want. It's really that simple. Because Jupiter is about abundance. That means having everything. So partnerships, but also partnerships in terms of people. Like they need to have a lot of one-to-one connections with people. You know, one-to-one connections is like, the more one-to-one connections they have, the more they expect in life, because they're not going to be just doing like random one-to-one connections. They might have a personal trainer, they might have an astrologer, they might have an advisor, they might have an accountant, they might have, you know, a lawyer, whatever. They need to have many one-to-one connections in order to get what they expect in life. It's really that simple for Jupiter in the 7th house. And obviously equality. Equality for them is everything, and whatever they do, it must be in a equal environment. And it doesn't mean to say that everything has to be 50-50. No, because not everybody brings 50% to the table. Some people only bring 5% to the table. So the equal share is 5% for that person. But this person with Jupiter in the 7th house would know that, because they're very good at negotiating and they understand a good deal. So if you bring 5%, your share should be 5%. That's equality. It doesn't mean, 50-50 all the time. I don't believe that's what equality is, because that's not equal. If I do 95% of the work and you do 5%, why should you get 50-50? Equality doesn't work like that. So that's what they're talking about. That's what they need. They need equality. The 8th house is an interesting one. It's probably the hardest one that I could understand in terms of Jupiter and everything. But it is about deep research, because obviously, this is a very mystical house. The 8th house is a very mystical house, and it being in Scorpio, they need depth. Anything with depth is where they need to go. They don't like to do things on a kind of like a superficial level. So deep research, deep investigating, deep understanding, anything deep. Yeah, when they go deep, that's when they're going to get what they expect, because they know how deep they can go, and they know they're very comfortable going deep too. So, deep research for the 8th house is kind of crucial. It's very crucial for them. And I would also say, giving to people, but or partner. And the reason why giving to people or partner is so important for Jupiter in the 8th house people to get what they expect. If they don't give to people, because the 8th house is also about other people's finances or other people's possessions. It's also about obsession. So the obsession to give to their partner or to people, the obsession of providing something, is crucial for them to really expect something back. They feel like when they give all that they can give, they truly expect something back in return. And that does normally happen, or always happens, should I say. When they truly give, they do get back, but obviously it has to be to the right person. And that's why they need to do the deep research of the person, or the company, or the property, whatever it may be. They need to do the deep research in order so that they can give back so they can give to people and they will get back. And because eighth house is about other people's finances or possessions. So they will always get back. And also, I feel like they'll get what they expect when they're a bit mysterious. When they're a bit mysterious, when they're not giving out when they're selective who they give their energy to, and they're very withdrawal of energy to the majority of people. When they do that, they actually cultivate something very deep inside of them. This eighth house is very mystical and spiritual, and they cultivate something very deep inside of them that allows them to truly expect, because they can go deep in themselves. With that Jupiter in that eighth house, they can go deep. It's a very interesting and special placement, and the only people that could really understand is people who have a lot of eighth house placements, or people who have Jupiter in the eighth house. But when they go deep, they actually cultivate something else out of it, and it actually aligns with their expectation and their belief system. Very, very profound. I'm writing slanted here. So yeah, the ninth house Jupiter, which is really Jupiter's comfort zone, is wisdom. When they expect to gain wisdom from something or knowledge, but I like the word wisdom because knowledge can be information based. Wisdom is experience and knowledge combined together. So when they gain wisdom, or when they know they're going to gain wisdom through being with someone, through starting a job, through going to a different place, whatever it may be, because they do love to travel and go different places. When they gain that wisdom, which is why they travel to gain wisdom, they know that they're aligned with their true self. And reason why they want to gain that wisdom, so they become the teacher, and that actually allows them to really expect what comes back to them. And this is not just a traditional form of teaching. They have the ability to teach in all forms. And like I said, Jupiter is your belief system. And when you believe, because your expectation is what you believe in. Okay. Yeah. You can't expect something if you don't believe in it. And when they believe in wisdom, they believe with that wisdom they can teach. Yeah. And so therefore they would expect a return or whatever it can be. And, sometimes they may even be teaching their partner or their family members things and stuff like that. When they're seen in that way, or when they're operating in that way, that's when they get everything that they need. Because Jupiter is what? Abundance. Abundance is everything, truly. Spiritually as well. Like it's a spiritual thing. Abundance is really spiritual. It's having everything you need on a spiritual level, but that then gives you what you need on a physical level or material level. And also freedom. When they have freedom, they know they're going to get what they expect with the freedom. If they can't operate in environments where they're not free to operate, or they're limited, or they're restricted. They know this. And when they have freedom, that's when they start to expect more things to happen for them. When they have freedom, that's when their belief systems become more realistic for them. But when they don't have freedom, they're just anti. They're anti being restricted. So how can they have true belief, or expect to get anything from something that they're anti to? It doesn't make any sense. People in the 10th house have to take charge. Yeah, when people in the 10th house take charge, that's when they truly believe and expect the results to happen, because they're very responsible. So therefore, when they're taking control of the scenario, they truly expect the scenario to work out in the way they want to do. So they always have to take charge. They do. They always have to take charge in some way or another. So it can be difficult, depending on what type of relationship you're in. But this person needs to take charge. They do. They operate in a better way, and they feel that they're going to get what they expect, because it's about belief. So they're going to get what they expect when they take charge. It's that simple. If they can see themselves excelling and see themselves progressing in something that they're going to do, or someone they're going to be with, or something that they see is a positive for them, if they see themselves being not excelling, not progressing, they will expect negative outcomes from it. It's really that simple. So they must see progress in anything that they do, or they shouldn't do it. And then if they do see the progress, then you see how much they believe in it, and how much they expect it to happen. Status as well. Status. If they have status, that's when they're truly connected. Status is when they truly believe what they're doing, and when they have the status, trust me, that's when they truly expect the results. The status is crucial for them. They love it. Absolutely love it. And with the 11th house, it's really truly about, obviously Jupiter in the 11th house is about more connections. When they're in an environment when they can make more connections, like so many connections, when they're working with thousands of people, they're just in their zone, and they expect so much positivity from all the connections that they make with people. Like, they want their true networks. They truly need a massive network, and the more connections they have, the more they expect, because they can rely on multiple people to do multiple things. They have different people, so many people with different skill sets that they can utilize for different things, and also link other people. And then they just start expecting things to happen for them, which it does happen for them, because they believe in it. They believe in making connections. This is what they do. And they also believe in doing new things. I'm running out of space. New things for them is important. They need new. They like to start things new. They like to do new. Anything new for them, they have positive mentality towards doing things new. It's just perfect for them. And the 12th house is the guardian angel. 12th house Jupiter, should I say, is the guardian angel. And when you're the guardian, it means that you are a spiritual protector. So whenever you are taking that role of a spiritual protector, whenever you feel like maybe you meet someone and you'll feel like you're their spiritual person that will help them, nurture them, become whatever, normally you would expect positive outcomes from that. Or you have belief in what you're going to do, and then you expect the certain results because of your belief of what you're going to do. So you really are a guardian, and solitude as well. Don't know if I'm going to fit this, but solitude. When you're alone, when you have the ability to be alone, like you're not going to be alone the whole time, but when you truly have an ability where you can be alone, it doesn't mean you have to live alone, but you have to have certain times or a room or an environment where you can have true levels of solitude. And when you have that, that's when because when you don't have that, you really become very stressed. You really become very anxious, and you just feel like everything is not like centered. You feel scattered. So when you have that centered in energy, that's when you start to believe more in what you can do, because you just feel you have that peace. So that solitude and peace is truly important for you to expect what you want. Remember,